following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
Ghouls, zombies, and spirits are out in full force on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
Skrillo, the founder of ToonamiFaithful.com.
And...
Kuro, whose dedication to you all is superseding how desperately she wants to be watching the World Series right now.
And we appreciate it. And...
Editorial writer, Laser Kid.
And bringing up the rear.
Streaming Steven working the streams and has a new look on the stream as all of our foogies are up so people know when we're talking and when we're not talking.
Ooh, fancy. Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
I do.
You know, I
prefer Mexican Coke because it is made with real sugar.
Ooh, that is the
you
good
know, I
stuff.
do have an app for this. Let me see. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty.
Yeah, I just went over to Twitch to look. It looks really good.
Very nice. Very nice.
Why'd you make yourself a dinosaur?
Because that's the only model I have, but he also talks when I talk.
Oh, I need to do that. Get a
Oh, I
little
see. So
cat
you
mouth
want to
to
play
it.
this game, huh? I got it, Steven.
That's
got it.
awesome.
Okay.
He's a purple dinosaur, but he sure don't look like Barney.
Yeah, I was
Nope.
going to say that.
It's Megatron from Beast Wars.
I was about to say
yeah.
Beast Wars Megatron.
Yeah.
It's the only one that it's the only one I can do that I figured out how to make a GIF for opening the mouth up. So it uses the typical open mouth, close, half open for animation. And so he kind of looks like he talks when I talk, but then I turned him into a GIF because Fugis can accept GIFs. And so now it's basically a 2-frame GIF for each frame that goes along.
Oh,
Now we
cool.
just have to have you scream out the Predacons terrorize and it'll work out great.
Predacons, terrorize!
What Spinator doesn't want to?
Yeah.
All right. So we have news. We have an exciting schedule update. Because,
Thank
ladies and
God.
gentlemen, MASH is back. Everybody do the dance.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, dum,
Dun,
bum,
dun,
ba,
dun,
ba,
dun.
ba, dum, bum, ba,
Dun,
dum,
dun,
ba,
dun,
ba,
dun,
dum.
dun, 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 dun.
You know it's a big deal when Toonami throws that into the promo.
What an interesting switch bait and switch they did on us though. They give us Mashal. They don't drop the season 2. Switch it up but give us Don. Again, leave it cliffhanger, don't drop the season 2 and then go back to Mashal. I can only imagine they're gonna do this again because why get the first season if you're not gonna get the second at some point? But it's a choice. It's an interesting choice.
Well, we're
appreciate
losing a
it.
Creepy Nuts intro for a Creepy Nuts intro.
Yeah, I appreciate the like the what's the word I'm thinking of? Suspense of not knowing what's going to happen with either show, not just with whether they're going to play or not, but also with the plot. So, yeah, I guess they're doing a thing and it's okay. It's working. I'm not displeased about it.
Seeing as this is showing up pretty much exactly a year after the first season started on Toonami, I think there's a reason.
Sorry, the Dodger just scored.
There must be a method to the madness. Regardless, MASH is here. MASH is back. Not exactly getting top billing. It's actually the third show on the block on this new November 8th lineup, which headlines with Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, which has a handful of episodes left at that point in the second season. Then, you might have been thinking, since they doubled up Blue Exorcist 2 weeks, that they're just kind of getting it out of the way. Oh no, friends! Blue Exorcist continues to Beyond the Snow Saga, now at 12:30 a.m. Yes. And then Mashal, Magic and Muscles, the Divine Visionary Candidate Exam Arc. The Tournament Arc.
Oh boy.
And One Piece continues to Zou!
Yeah, Zo. Good times in a fun land.
And One Piece is back at 1:30. And then we have our reruns. The first up being Dawn to Dawn sticks around. It's at 2 a.m. Dragon Ball Daima starts rerunning at 2:30 a.m. And because Daima's first episode is a bit long, Naruto will be at 3:15 that night. But in the future, it'll be at 3 a.m. still. Yeah, solid lineup. I'm very happy.
May I
Mine too.
say that they did a really good job with that promo for
They
Mashal.
did.
They really, really knocked it out.
Like I'm like, don't get me wrong, Toonami always does good promos, but this seemed like a one that was a lot better. It's kind of been a while since I've seen a really good promo like this, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I was okay. This is actually somebody put a lot of effort into this one. So
Hey, it's one of the benefits of having like the whole season to work with.
Yeah.
I actually thought the Dawn to Dawn promos were really good.
I thought so too.
I think that's going in line with that. Yeah, love to see it. Good stuff. Solid lineup heading into the holiday season, which is often a time where they're gonna stall, but not this time. This time they have shows. Though there could be an opening in December when Bleach finishes this season, which I really hope goes to One Punch Man Season 3.
That would be fantastic.
Yet another of the unfinished shows that Toonami has played. I have to
Yeah,
say,
but in
That's one of
fairness, the
those.
third season only just came out.
yeah, I think you're really gonna like Beyond the Snow. I think you'll like it, Sketch.
Oh, good.
I think so too. It's my personal favorite season of Blue Exorcist.
It gives you a lot of Shura backstory. I just have a feeling that you'll find it interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, and then we get to
Nice,
see, of
nice.
course, some interesting, if not weird, Yukio moments, and that's always fun to troll on him.
Mhm.
So I
Well,
think
I'm looking
I
forward
think
to
you'll
more
like it.
Shura, seeing as she's basically been absent this entire
Yes,
Shimane Illuminati.
she is a star, so we'll get more
Absolutely.
Shura.
Good stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's Toonami coming into November. Of course, this upcoming week, there is still one more episode of Dragon Ball Daima, that Bleach, 2 episodes of Blue Exorcist, Illuminati Saga finishing up. One Piece is the last filler episode of, I forget what this filler arc is called. Then we have the extra time, so Fooly Cooly, Shoegaze in those slots, and we finish up with Naruto. No Dawn to Dawn this week, but it's a rerun anyway. And as always, daylight savings time is still not consensual.
Alas.
Ugh.
Anybody have anything else to say about this lineup? I think we're good.
I wish
Say
we
that
had
covers
still
it.
had 4. I got a little spoiled having 4 premiere shows, but 3's still good. I
We
can't
still have 4.
complain.
We had 5. And then Dawn to Dawn finished, and we've
Oh,
had 4
right.
since.
I always forget about One Piece.
I
Sorry.
always forget about One Piece.
How could you forget about the One Piece? It's real.
Because I'm a really bad One Piece fan. I'm so far
That's
behind.
okay.
I usually go to sleep by it and record it. I'm not even gonna tell you how many episodes I've recorded that I need to watch because I'm embarrassed. I'm just gonna be
Makes you feel
shamed.
better. I have
I get
like
that way
over
with some
100
shows.
episodes. I'm in early Wano.
Yeah.
I don't want to be shamed.
I think you'll enjoy Zoe. If
Zoe is
Dressrosa
very
has
good.
been a struggle for you, I think you will enjoy
No, it's
Zoe.
it's not that's been a struggle. It's just that like I haven't gotten around to catching up.
I hear you.
Yeah, maybe.
You think I rewatch every episode of One Piece on Toonami? No, it's on way too late and I've already seen it. Whenever I do the podcast episodes of One Piece, I'm usually reading the manga to catch up.
Ooh,
It's a lot more time efficient.
yeah, that certainly is.
So don't even worry about it. But that is the upcoming schedule, November 8th. Good stuff. Nice to see that Toonami still has some gas in the tank for the rest of the year.
I think we've got enough gas to make it to next year for sure, and hopefully
Yeah.
by then we'll have a refill.
Let's
Hopefully.
hope we don't have to wait until April or March.
That would be preferable, yes.
But hey, it's gonna be okay. We got Primal in January and Rooster Fighter in April. Or spring, whenever that may be.
Oh boy.
Is Primal confirmed for Toonami? Or it's just
It's not
Adult
confirmed
Swim?
for
No,
Toonami, but come
not.
on. It's gonna
Well, I
take a
think I
Toonami
think the
slot.
prevailing theory is that it will premiere during a weeknight, and then it will replay on Toonami. It'll premiere on like Adult Swim, and then
Yeah.
so, which means I will watch it on Toonami.
So of course they're not gonna tell us that until like 2 weeks before it's gonna be on Toonami.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm not. I'd be very surprised if it were something else.
But
If that were not the
something that will
case.
be a dead giveaway is if Bleach goes away and suddenly we have a Primal rerun at the top of the block. Sorry to wish that into existence, but
Why would you
Ooh.
say that? What the hell's wrong with you? This is.
it's
You
totally
don't need to scare me.
unnecessary since
That's some
Primal is
late
already
2024
rerunning
energy.
after Toonami.
That's my Halloween haunt. That's my Halloween haunt
Happy
moment.
Halloween!
I don't want to lose Bleach. It just started getting interesting.
Yeah, that would be a shame. But well, it's entirely possible they have the third part. I honestly didn't think they'd keep going with Blue Exorcist this long, and we are up to a third season that wasn't already on Toonami. So
Be like me and waiting for part 4. Fun.
Well, anyway, we will talk about Bleach later, but we're gonna get into some Blue Exorcist. Take it
Yes.
away, Kuro.
Yes, episode 9. So there's a little moment with Shimo and the Toad Man, Getaween, where we are the situation with Izumo is reiterated that she is no longer compatible with the Nine Tails, and Getaween's pretty much in a bad place with his so-called experiment, which is just a cover word for his sick, twisted sense of torture. He addresses the X-Wires, and the kids learn that these zombies were once tourists, that have been lured to the town to become his experiments and drugged repeatedly by the food they consumed until they became what they were. The elixir, of course, causes grotesque mutations on the subjects that consume it. Getaween, at that point, attempts, in my opinion, to manipulate Ren by stating how much he hates humanity, and he then explains that humans are disgusting for experimenting on other creatures. Oh, the irony. To choose to experiment on humans instead is a justice, according to Getaween. Humans who claim to be righteous and good are just hypocrites, especially when they also kill their fellow humans in a pinch. What a guy. Needs to die. As the kids then run from the rapidly mutating zombie creature, who's just been, I guess, sort of made worse by additional elixir capsule that was in him, they spot Izumo dressed in a costume, her costume, and she's being led across a bridge. Red attempts to rescue her, but is stopped by Shima. And additionally, Izumo then rejects Ren's rescue attempt, saying she doesn't need to be saved. Izumo internally is still convinced that the only way forward is for cooperating, and so she goes on with the experiment, secretly intending to turn on everyone. She also is hearing her mother's sad pleas for help as she prepares for what's next. Meanwhile, Rin and Shima's fight continues until Shima stabs him through the chest cruelly with his black flames and watches him get absorbed by the zombie monster. Inside the creature, Rin hears the agonized cries of the zombies and falls into despair. He's reluctant to kill any former humans, and he doesn't know what to do about Izumo, and he can't get through to Shima. He's just being haunted by all these voices in his head. Izumo then begins to do the dance, which is commented to be a beautiful one, to lure out the Nine Tails, and she is wearing, instead of the traditional mask, a device mask meant to force possession from one body to another, created by Toad Gedouin. Despite her determination, she is no match for the power of the Nine Tails, and the spirit begins to turn on her, causing horrible pain and suffering. In these moments, as she lays there suffering, she realizes that the love she has for her friends and her family, in spite of all the bitterness and anger she'd been holding on to. This realization causes her to cry out for help. At that moment, Rin, like a badass, breaks free from the monster and comes crashing into the lab, punches Gedouin, which we all really needed to see.
Oh
and
man, it's such a
turns
Monkey
then-
D. Luffy moment.
God, yeah. Then turns to help his friend. Gedouin, who's then abandoned by his minions, proceeds to summon zombies, but Rin prepares to protect Izumo and her mother. So let's just talk a minute about Toad Gedouin when he's taunting Rin. I don't doubt that's how he really feels, and maybe that's his sense of warped justice if he even has one. But I couldn't help but feel like the speech was definitely an attempt to manipulate Rin into feeling guilty and being hesitant. I mean, if you think about what Shima had told him about Rin's weakness and what would make him stop. So I felt like all of this was very deliberate on his part, because it's not like he feels any need to explain himself to these X-Wires. What did you guys think about all of
Well,
that?
it also comes out of nowhere because it's like he never exclaims anything about that to anyone anywhere else. It's not something we see him worry about or fret about. He's totally just going for the manipulation points or just self-justification. Like, oh, yes, well, these other people did these other things, so it's okay for me to do these things. You?
Yeah, he's just trying to manipulate Rin because of what Shima told him, and yeah, it is an interesting point he makes about how humans use defenseless animals as their experimentation. It's like, we should experiment on our own. It's like, okay, buddy, these people are pretty helpless too.
Also,
in what you're doing
typically,
to them.
when people experiment on animals, it's for medical research, not just for haha, look at me. I can make
not
people
just
suffer.
to try and make an immortality elixir.
Yes,
Mhm.
or do magical weird stuff.
Yeah, you're not trying to benefit humanity at all. You
Yeah.
sicko. And the things he does to people, my gosh.
He's a pretty
He's
sick
making
son
Shao
of a
Tucker
bitch.
look good.
The Mangala stuff over here.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting to point out what Izumo is thinking here. That she has this plan to master the Nine-Tailed Fox Demon and still keep her life and her sanity. She's not aware that she's no longer compatible, but her plan is then to destroy Gedouin and everyone else in the underground lab, and she's really determined to succeed in this. So, in addition to that, like, what's fueling her way of thinking is that she doesn't actually believe anyone can save her, and we now know this is a lot due to how she was raised and, what the way her mother what happened to her mother and the way her mother behaved, parentified her and everything. So she's
Mhm.
thinking about also the people who try to help her, like Uke and Mike, who died or been taken away. So she doesn't really have any hope. She doesn't want to be like her mother, who always begged for help. So at first glance, like it seems when she rejects Rin, this is ridiculous. She's being ridiculous. But if you like put it together as a piece of a whole picture of where she's coming from, it does fit that frame, you know?
She doesn't want to rely on anyone 'cause she doesn't want to be like her mom.
Mhm.
Now, that I would argue back to her, you're not. Something freely given is different than something begged for.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I also wonder why she's no longer compatible, because she was 87% compatible previously.
I have a number of guesses, but I don't have any straight answers.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I would
think it has a
honestly
lot
think
to
it's
do with how she's changed.
that's my thought as well. Is she's not the same person. She changed because of her interactions with everyone at the academy. That's changed her mind, and we're dealing with possession. Mind is a big part of that.
Hmm.
I wonder too if it has to do with exposure. Like this family has been near this stone and they've been repeatedly exposed to this demon and it's been, they became
That's a
experts
valid
on
argument
it.
as well.
She's been
Mm.
completely removed from this environment in the most sanitary fashion possible. So like everything that they'd been traditionally doing and how they've been living, this clan is now ended. So
Ah.
I
That would
think
make
that
sense.
I have a theory that that plays a role in this, and Genowine and all of his pathetic attempts thinking that he's got all of this under control, he missed out on this crucial element of ritual that turned out to be extremely important.
Yeah, that makes sense. She hasn't
Yeah,
been
So
keeping up with her rituals at all.
yeah. Any other thoughts about this episode that either of you want to share? Or Stephen, you didn't mention anything about Izumo or about Getaway, if you wanted to chime in.
think that guy's an idiot. Yeah,
No.
he's an idiot. He's not like a typical mad scientist because a mad scientist wants to do stuff for a certain purpose. This guy just wants to do it because, hey, I just want to do this because they let me do it. So the Illuminati came in, looked at this guy's resume, and said, "You know what? We're gonna throw him in the scientist side. Let him figure it out." And the way he sees himself is not the way he does it. So he's out there. You call someone, or a few. The guy lost his marbles, and he didn't even pick them up. He just went full on losing the marbles. So I would say, yeah, he's an idiot. Uh, Rin coming in there, kind of like saving, is like the typical, shonen trope and everything. And it's like, yeah, that's fine and everything. The why? Here's a small problem I have. Why is the traditional mask that she has to put on? And then now she's putting on this mecha mask that's like, oh, supposed to enhance her and everything. Like you said, Sketch, if she wasn't like a match to like what's going on. And so now they had to make her a match because before she was a match. And I was like, this isn't, this isn't like a kidney transplant where you have to have a match or
No.
anything. This is mad scientist stuff. He could have found a way out, but he's probably too full of himself. But I don't know. I don't know why the traditional mask looks like the actual mask. Just put on some robot mask on her. It should have done the same thing. But no, he had to put some thought into it and design an actual mask that looks like the actual traditional mask, but it wasn't. But then she like goes all crazy, and kind of like Naruto like, and it's like, oh, there it is. There's that, that nine tails coming out of her. Um, I don't know. I got like little nitpicky things with episodes like that because I'm not trying to put the science together, but I'm just trying to put it like all the pieces fitting it in, and it's like, you know what? I don't know if it's a scientist that's doing it, or they had they had to reach out to the branch, marketing guy, and he's like, well, it has to be within the style guidelines. You still have to use the traditional stuff, but if you want to make it future, you need to put all the tech in it. It's like, I don't know what's going on there.
I mean, the dance, the ritual is what entices the QB to come out. And so they have to imitate that as much as possible. This is the part that is still beyond Getoween's understanding. He still doesn't get it, as is repeatedly shown. He doesn't understand this demon well enough. His experiments really haven't gleaned him much except the secretion it gives, which he's turned into this elixir. The fact that he doesn't understand the compatibility, the fact that the only way to entice it out of Tamamo was to do this ritual dance, and it had to be by someone who knew the dance. So that's why she's dressed up in a traditional. She's wearing her yukata. She has the mask is all part of this ritual. It's all part of this process to entice the fox out, which doesn't work. It sees her, it mocks her, and then it retreats back into Tamamo, and that's when he turns the mask on to force it to come out, which makes it angry naturally. But it doesn't, it appeared for her. It looked at her and it laughed at her, and it retreated back into Tamamo. Up, you saw the tails coming back in up until the point that the mask, the function of the mask started working and started pulling it out into the new host, which was Izumo, who definitely was never going to be ready to handle it, poor thing. But yeah, one last note about Shima. I think that everybody could live by this advice. If someone tells you who they are, you should believe them.
Still trying to figure out what is up with Shima. He's kind of being just chaotic by giving both sides the information they need. Like, oh, Izumo's down there if you want to rescue her. Like, oh, Rin will totally back down if you play up the fact that these are humans. What is he up to?
I mean, he's doing the devil's advocate thing, like, well, maybe you shouldn't go through with the experiment, and then some other little things, and yet he's still doing stuff like stabbing his friends. He's still serving up Izumo to unimaginable pain and suffering. He's still like, even if you're watching this and you think, well, like, maybe he's not as bad as that. Maybe this is all like, we're all being tricked. Everybody's being tricked or something like that. He's a double spy. You just can't get past the bad things he's doing. They're just not excusable.
Nope.
And it's funny, Laser and I had a conversation about this. We disagree a little bit about this. Like, Shima is hard.
No things I can't talk about with him.
List.
That's why I tend to be quiet on this conversation, because I can't really talk to it.
He is like on my shit list permanently right now.
Yeah.
He's definitely up to something. That much I will confirm.
I'm just not quite sure what his motivation even is.
Yeah.
And that probably bothers me the most.
Yeah, I have to agree. Any final thoughts about episode 9 before we move on to episode 10? Cool beans.
Getoween's awful. I hope something awful happens to him.
Why would you think something awful would happen?
God, he sucks.
Oh, he's awful. I've been calling him Toadman for a long time now because I hate
worst.
It's insulting to Toads, though, I admit. Toads
it is.
It is insulting to
It's
Toads.
me being a Mega Man fan. He's Toadman. He's weak to being shot.
He's So, Getoween releases the zombies to buy himself time, the little weasel. And the X-Wires then arrive to begin assisting Rin in protecting Izumo and Tamamo. Izumo at this point is fully possessed by the Nine Tails and begins to rampage. But Tamamo approaches her and dances with her. And she is able to redirect the demon back into her own body, freeing Izumo. Sadly, this proves to be fatal for Tamamo, and she dies, taking the Nine Tails with her. But before she dies, she holds her daughter and calls her my treasure and tells her everything will be okay now. Moment of silence
Oh.
for poor Tamamo. Oh. Izumo then sobs, knowing that her mother was the one who did finally save her, and she regrets the hatred that she felt for her for so long. Getaween, who's still lurking in the background, puts on the possession helmet himself. Okay, you idiot.
Yeah, that was gonna end well.
I guess he's fully lost his mind by this point. And he thinks my impression was that he thought he was going to receive the Nine Tails, but instead he is very appropriately possessed by some hideous flesh-eating demon, which Kono Komaru identifies as a necrophage, dead who eats dead. It's pretty appropriate and yet very vile.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
In that moment, Izumo's calling on strength from her mother, Anuke and Mike. She realizes that they are in fact alive and has summoned them to her side once again. Yay!
So he didn't kill them.
Yay. So good. That's great. I love that when that happens. They explain that Shima's demon did not kill them, but had rendered them immobile and weakened for a while. But she's now able to summon more power than she could before. She, in a rare moment of humility, Izumo asks Rin and the others to protect her from the zombies so she can chant an exorcism prayer over the grotesque Genuine monster. The three of them are able to, in a really, it was a really beautiful ritual, and you see her take on this lovely like high priestess facade, if you will. It was very cool. Lots of bright colors. Loved it. They're able to wound the monster. And as they're winding down from this fight, Shima shows up and rescues him at the last moment. You son of a bitch. Why are you helping this guy? Ugh. And he escapes with him. Crap.
Mr. Just
Anyway.
following orders.
I know. Well, who else do we know that used that excuse? Reinforcements from the True Cross finally arrive to help Rin. The funny thing here is that they're Miyota, and I can't help but feel like, because this is not discussed in this episode at all, that no one mentioned Shima's betrayal at all. Like, his brother's there. It's Crazy Kinzo, who I love, by the way. They say nothing about Renzo Shima. I don't know. Is that mentioned in the manga?
Not at this particular juncture, no.
Okay, because it is so weird to me. Like that wouldn't have come up.
Yeah. What? His brother shows up and he asks nothing about Renzo.
Yeah.
Seems
like
odd.
I'm gonna beat up my stupid brother or anything, like the dumb things, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he definitely seems like the kind of older brother be like, all right, where's Renzo? I'm gonna kick his ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, you can piece it together with stuff you find out later. What's going on, but
okay.
So, rescue has arrived, and everybody is safe except, of course, the tragic death of Izumo's mother. So the next day, they are all recovering in some kind of hospital. Izumo with Shiami, and Takara arrives. Our boy Takara, who I'm glad has an actual role in this series. He gives Izumo a transportation key to take her to a certain place anytime she wants. And it turns out to be the house where her sister Tsukumo lives with her adoptive family. And the adoptive family turn out to be good people, thankfully, who are related to the Takara family. And Takara, he joyfully says, she's my cousin now. Yay! That's great. So I guess that means she has endless toys, too. What a great way to grow up. But she seems like a happy, well-adjusted child. when Izumo approaches her sister, who is now 8, the last time she saw her, she was 3, and she doesn't remember Izumo at all. Though I would think, looking at her sister, she would see a family resemblance, but maybe not so much. That poor Izumo.
Poor Izumo.
Yeah, she gives her the fox doll, which Sugamo happily recognizes and is glad to have back, and then she returns to the True Cross Academy. And while she is relieved that her sister is safe and happy, she is completely heartbroken that she's forgotten her and proceeds to have a complete breakdown in front of Shiemi, where she actually reveals everything about her sister and her family and all of it. It just comes out. And Shimi, of course, is, because she's so wonderful, she's a sympathetic crier. She comforts her through all of this, in spite of Izumo's lashing out. So they're both crying, and it's a very sweet moment, because Shimi is just telling her she's grateful that she's finally able to express her feelings of sadness and anger freely. And of course, the episode then ends with a very sweet montage of the boy showing up, and the other all the ex-wives are coming to visit. Izumo reuniting with Paku and walking home with all her friends, and it's all very happy. Of course, -1, manipulative, betraying bastard. I want to talk about Izumo's reclamation and growth. I think that is really the feature of this episode, because you see the moment that she's holding her mother who dies, that it's not just that moment between the mother and the daughter, but also one for Izumo herself, recognizing that her mom for so long, who had asked for help, was the one that sacrificed herself and saved her, which is what a mother should do. But it was after everything that Izumo had built up for herself and how she thought things needed to be, it came to this. So there is a good reclamation of her relationship with her mother, but also about her own personal growth, which is extended through her being able to release her feelings and share with her friend, share with Shiemi, and feel the feelings that have been bogging her down, the grief she felt, the anger, the pain, everything just coming out. What do you guys think about Izumo in this episode and her journey?
I think it's a culmination of everything she's been going through. Finally able to, be friends with people. You can finally let go after everything that's happened.
Koneko put it out like right in the open. Like, oh right, I understand why she wanted to distance herself from us, but after this, she better be our friend. You said it. You said it, Kamaru.
One of the best characters. Say it as a swear.
Yeah. It's good that she's finally realized these things for herself. Like, it's about dang time. Oh, it breaks my heart that her little sister doesn't remember her.
No, that's such a heartbreaker. It's just like so sad. It makes sense because of the age, but ow.
That moment when she said, "Who was that girl?" I want her to be like, just the slightest hint that she might remember.
I thought there's a weird moment there too, where she mentions her mother says she was born with that doll. It's sort of implying that she doesn't know she's adopted. Don't
Yeah.
do that to children. Don't lie to a child about that. That is that's bad parenting. Okay? It doesn't matter how nice you raise, how great of a parent you are. If you're lying to your kid on about such a major thing, you suck. Don't fucking do that. I don't like, because then who knows if she might want to one day have a relationship with her older sister when they become adults, like people do. I just thought that was really weird. I thought that was weird.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
No, I don't like the implication.
And you know what? You're still a bad mother, but thanks for stepping up at the end, Tomomo.
Yeah.
Just, you were my treasure. It's like, oh, now you remember.
Now you think of it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Now
5
you
years
know.
of suffering will do that to you, I guess.
I guess. But it's weird that this is the 10th episode and there's 2 more.
Mhm.
Yep.
What's gonna happen? Seriously,
Um,
what's gonna happen?
Obviously, Lucifer's still out there, but what are they going to do in the next 2 episodes?
That is a good question.
Mm. You're making it sound like it's going to be pretty big.
It's not so much that it's big, so much as it's funny as heck.
Okay. Okay. Well, glad Getaway got cut down eventually. Actually, it was really satisfying when Rin just straight up punched the guy.
Yeah.
Really satisfying.
Oh yeah.
I thought that Rin would maybe like figure out a way to use his flames to like put the zombie blobs at peace. I guess
Like a
not.
purifying flame, like from
Yeah.
Tales of Systeria. Yeah.
I guess he hasn't figured that out yet. Well, I mean, he even admits to himself, I wish there's something I could do, but I'm just too stupid. Oh, man.
Yeah, I think there's a lot he doesn't understand about his power. Plus, I feel like he could have easily taken out Getaween, but I think that this was meant to be Izumo's moment to shine,
Yes.
narrative
Yeah.
wise.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But, wow, buddy. All you basically became the horrible creatures you were making. It's poetic.
And
Couldn't have happened
quite.
to a better guy.
And fully willingly, I might add. yeah, he's expecting some kind of cool demon form, and he gets useless.
Isn't that how it
Wow.
is for these types? Isn't it
Yep.
great?
Yep. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry, you did not win the demon possession lottery.
Most people don't.
Most people don't. And that's why you don't play.
That's exactly why you don't play.
Absolute moron. You'd think he would value his own life more, but I guess not. For somebody who's supposedly so smart, you sure didn't have a good plan, now did you?
Well, he's definitely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Like you could see him unraveling when things don't go his way. He's definitely he at this point he's just lost the plot completely.
Yeah. Clearly.
And
Lost
he's
the
had
plot.
no one.
He never read the book.
Yeah.
Not any book that mattered.
He never he didn't really have any reins on him, and like the more unfettered access he had to doing whatever he wanted to do, I think the more unhinged he became. Like no one was keeping him in check really. So once he reached this point of he knew that this was going to be a failure and that was his one stupid job is to find a way to control this thing, like, it all kind of clashed in his tiny brain.
Yep.
Steven, any thoughts about this episode? Thoughts about Izumo specifically?
I liked that she had to put Getterween at rest. It was kind of a final, not like Rin did it and like chopped them up and everything, but she actually put him at rest and like I wouldn't say put his soul at rest, but kind of like made that final thing of like she forgave him almost, right? That maybe not as deep as that, but she had to do that in order to move on, which was a cool thing to see someone of that age going and understanding what she had to do, because these are like middle school, almost high school students, like, so to understand that was kind of cool that she had to figure that out and do that. And then at the end with her sister, that was like tearful of like I don't know how she doesn't know. I mean, I guess that other family never told her she had a sister or anything else. But you see a girl come up to you about the same height as you, not the same height, about older than you, and you look at her and you have those same eyebrows that she has, and you
Are you
didn't
me
figure that
from the
out that didn't look
future?
like you.
Are
Like,
you me from the future?
are you me from the future? Yeah. I mean, who are you? What are you doing in the backyard? First off, um,
Why do you have that?
that's like, mom. There's a stranger in the backyard. It kind of looks like me. Uh, I thought they were going to go with that for that way, but still, it was like you looked at him like she didn't recognize her. I mean, the years that he spent with her. I mean, yeah, she might have been like 2 or something, maybe not have remembered too much or anything at all. But still, you thought you would have remembered something. All of that conditioning from what, age 2 to something shouldn't have got out of her. She should have had a sister, and they should have told her something about a sister or something about a family. I mean, so that family that adopted her is not any better than the family she came from. As long as she knew she had a sister, now it's like wiping it straight. And then Izumi just goes there and said, "You know what? Fine, she can live her life." I'm like, "What? You're gonna let your sister live her life without knowing you, and maybe in the future that will come back, but at a certain point." That little sister's gonna be mad that she's finding out that has a sister and everything, because eventually she's gonna grow up and she's gonna see if they have other kids or anything. I'm like, oh, look at this, you don't look like all of them. Oh well, yeah, you got eyebrows that look like dots on you. You don't look like their eyebrows. I mean, where did that come up in the genetical lottery that's going on? Uh, like I said, I got issues with some of this stuff in here. I had issues past like episode 15 of the first season. Um, but I mean, some of that stuff was like weird. It's like it didn't make sense in the writing. Like, why would you do that? I understand not going and doing that right away, but you could still keep in touch with the kid. You could still like write letters or do something. You don't have to say you're dead. It's like she's
I do
dead.
feel like you're nitpicking a little bit in a weird way too, because a lot of these details are built into the story in a way. Like, sure, we objectively look at it and disagree with these choices and decisions and think like, I don't like that they did this, or this doesn't make sense, but they do. I feel like the plot does do an adequate job of explaining it. It may not be a satisfactory explanation or a good one, but they do explain in universe why all these things are done this way. I mean, all Izumu knows, she didn't know what happened to her sister. She knew she was adopted out mysteriously because that woman had done it. She said, I rescued your sister and sent her in a private adoption, so she's safe." So nobody really knows where the little girl was. It was only because the True Cross was keeping her safe that she was protected. But Izumo didn't know that,
No,
and
but
the
why do
Illuminati
you
didn't know
break?
that.
But why do you like break off a relationship with them?
I suspect this had more to do with not knowing, Izumo being an unknown quantity, not being sure like what her situation was, because they knew she had ties to Illuminati. She came from them. She wasn't a spy per se. She was just going there to train, but they knew she would. They knew she was going to go back. So why would they want to expose the child to an unknown quantity like that, especially one that involved potential experimentation?
They don't know what's going on. They don't have the audience's knowledge of Isimo's intent.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I feel like Takara, I get what you're saying. Like, you want to pick it apart, but I also would point out that I think you're being a little unfair to the story. I think there are issues with the story that I have that as it's written, but I wouldn't pick it apart that much, just because I feel like it does explain itself in universe to what it's intending to explain. just because I don't agree with it. Like, I certainly don't agree with Izumo rejecting Rin saving her. I think that was a stupid move. But in universe, it made sense because that was the way her character was framed, you know?
Okay. Yeah,
Things
that
like
makes
that.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually only watch it once when Toonami's on, and so I'm live tweeting, so I'm probably not getting half the story. But yeah, it makes sense. I don't know. There's some issues that I'm like, not that I can't get past it. It's just like there's some sticking points there.
You get caught up in, like,
It's
why is this one
understandable.
moment?
There's a lot going on. That's something that Blue actually excels in. But because that's something that it excels in, it's easy to miss things.
And I do think that I think this arc is pretty rushed compared to the very first one. Um the fact that, and even the last arc, the fact that we had a moment like Shimi fighting her way on her own out of her cubicle. That would have been a great episode on its own. I would have watched a full episode of Shimi trying to figure out her own fight. You know, things like
Mhm.
that might have stretched the series a little bit more, like adding more detail, or even Rin. What gave Rin the resolve to break free of the zombie and go forward and save his friend? We don't see that. That happens off camera. Like, I would say there's some director choices that I don't agree with that would have given a bit more meat to the story. But intentionally, this is all meant to focus on this one character the same way that the last arc focused a lot more on Ryuji and, him and his father and all of that. So now we're getting Izumo and her mother and all that jazz. There's a lot of parent child relationship issues going on in this series. I sense a theme.
Yep.
Oh yeah, family's a big deal to Blue Exorcist.
Yeah.
I mean, when Rin thought about the sacrifice Tamamo made, just like my dad.
Yeah.
Only he was a much better parent.
I feel like the bar was pretty low there too.
Yeah.
True that.
One final thought here. I think it's extremely important to point out. You all know probably where I'm going with this, but there's this really funny moment where they're kind of in the middle of fighting, and Genuine like becomes this horrific necrophage monster. They do a shot of Kuro, who's gone small again. he makes a point of saying, "I don't like squids." It's a really funny throwback to that filler episode where they were like kaiju fighting, where he was
Yes.
fighting the giant squid, and
Yes, it
he,
is.
he bit into it, and
Oh,
it
funny.
made it taste like set him off. It was really weird. So it's like Kura has a little PTSD with fighting squids, and he's like, I can't handle the squid.
The giant squid lives on.
Poor little kitty. Kitties have long memories. Yeah.
Kuro had some of the best moments in the past 4 episodes.
Oh yes.
This food's not even real.
He's such a little boss. He's like taking on these zombies like no problem.
Like when he's Konakamaru absolutely doesn't understand what Kuro was saying to him. It was like, you're telling me to go get the others.
What?
I was like, wait, where are you going? Sorry, can't communicate with him.
I do like the way they all have accepted him as a member of their crew. Like,
Yeah, he's a member of the team.
Can you take everybody on your back? Well, I guess I don't have a choice. Man, that would be the best. I would love to take a ride on a big demon kitty.
I get that. I've always
big
wanted to ride a
demon
luck
kitty.
dragon, so I can get behind.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what will the last 2 episodes be? I guess we'll find out next week. But
Yeah, 'cause they're
Izumo,
both airing.
yes.
Ooh.
At one time, Izumo is now rescued. She is no longer in thrall to a terrible fate. Her sister is safe. She's lost her mother, but her mother is hopefully in a better place, and Izumo hopefully is in a better mental place within herself and her friends. And most importantly, Kuro's okay. That's what matters. Rin's okay. Rin's is just another part of his mental growth and figuring out, how he's got to deal with this and who he's going to fight and what's his motivation going to be for things.
I
So
guess
we're
Mephisto wasn't completely full of crap with the statement that backup was coming.
Yeah,
They
he was
arrived just in
very like
time.
nonchalant. He was like, yeah, and then he went back to bed. He really didn't think he was going to do it, but he came through. He came through. Yes. Great.
Backup arrived as it always does, late.
Well, that's as good a segue into Bleach as I think we need. Unless that is anybody else has anything else to say about Blue Exorcist, I think we're good. Okay. So we got 2 episodes of Bleach here, and if you were tired of zombies, too bad.
Ooh.
It's more zombie time.
Yeah, perfect for the weekend we're going in.
Isn't it though? It's surprisingly adequately thematic. So, episode 21, Headless Star, and episode 22, Marching Out the Zombie. Right. So Kenpachi defeated the imagination guy, and now all that's left is the Dr. Wheelo bro. But he can't really enjoy that victory for long. One, Yachiru seems to be missing, and he's very concerned about that. So he asks the other squad members to show up to immediately go looking for her. He's like, oh, Yachiru's fine. It's like, no, go look for her. Okay, we'll do that. But unfortunately, they're ambushed by Bambi's Sternritter gal pals. Remember Bambi? Remember how she basically was dead and they found her? Well, I guess we find out what happens next. So these gals, Candace Catnip, T, Giselle Jewel, or Gigi for short, Z, Manias McCallan, P, and Latoto Lampard, G.
They're like the anti-sailor soldiers.
Yeah, right? Totally. They're all color coded and
yeah.
So they gang up on Kenpachi, and he fights him off pretty well at first, but eventually they do overwhelm him. They have a variety of strange powers. Okay, so Candace has thunder powers, that's with a T. Manias, I'm not sure who's Manias and who's Lil Toto, to be honest. One of them is kind of a sardonic, mouthy, and they have like a parasite mouth.
Literally mouthy.
Yep.
And
it's weird.
The other one, he's big and pink and what was her power again? I don't remember.
I wasn't really clear on what their abilities were, to be honest.
It was pretty generic.
Yeah.
The one that's obvious is Gigi. Gigi has zombie powers, and
yeah, that was the only one. The zombie power and then the lightning. The other two wasn't very clear.
Yeah, all I could think of was
the mouth.
Was the mouth parasite from Parasite, right? That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous mouth that could grow super big. And they all have like arrows, like bow and arrows that are very cutesy. But yeah, they're fighting them, and we find out that Gigi's baits people into attacking them, and then they bleed, and that is what makes them become zombies. Anybody who's touched Gigi's blood becomes a zombie. Okay. So that's not good.
It's usually a vampire thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, zombification usually does spread through blood, but
This is one of those annoying superpowers
Yeah.
in the series that I
Yeah.
was just like, why do you gotta make it so like she more or
I
less unstoppable? Like she puts no effort into her, she gets cut and like, oh now you're all infected and zombies. Like, oh,
It's like,
okay.
oh
Wow.
no, please don't attack me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just a
wasn't a
helpless
fan.
little girl. It's like, yeah, I see you with that roach hair. I know you're a little bug. I just know you're trouble. And Kenpachi does fend them off for a while, but he takes some serious damage at the end there to the point where he can't even really move. So who shows up to save Kenpachi? Why, the hero of the story, of course.
Ichigo Jesus.
Ichigo Jesus has appeared, crashing down quite literally from the sky. I like how
Heroes
everybody's
always
kind of
arrive late.
indignant about it. Like, did that guy just crash? Yes. Yes, he did. But he did it in style. Though he did crash, he's like, he didn't even make a crater or anything. He's just standing there. He's got his new fit. He's raring to go. And clearly has had quite the power up. But that's not going to stop Candace from trying to take him down. Even though he's the number one super duper threat. I'm sorry, every time I think of Candace, like, she's just gonna be calling mom trying to catch Phineas and Ferb in the act. But
Because of the
no,
voice.
no,
Because
no.
of the voice.
Mom! Ichigo's doing something in the backyard!
Mom, he
But
did it again.
Yuabaha! Ichigo's doing something in the backyard!
Gosh dang it, Ichigo.
Oh no. Oh. Right. Yeah. So she tries to hit him with all her thunder powers, and she's not very effective. And Ichigo's so slick in this fight, man. He's like not even taking any damage from her. And I just love this. Now the way he does a Getsuga Tensho is just like a little whoop. Getsuga Tensho. Boom. It's like it's the littlest thing. It's hilarious. Or sometimes he does two little whoops and makes a cross and is like ridiculously powerful Getsuga Jujisho. And she's like, that's not gonna do anything. He's like, move, stupid. Like, why are you telling her that, dude? You're too soft-hearted, Ichigo. You're just too soft-hearted. So yeah, they all gang up on him and try to their Quincy Volstern Deeks. And nope, Ichigo's just gonna plow through them. And like, frankly, he's not even paying that much attention because he's noticed that Yuabaha has entered the field and starts making a beeline for him. And that's when all these other Stern Ritters show up. We got Rooster Hair and the Gentleman with Guns and a few of the others.
You're sounding like me, Sketch.
Well, we were given their Stern Ritter designations, so
Yeah. But it all goes by so fast.
yeah. He's what's that? 6 against 1?
Yeah.
We
It
deemed you a
was
threat.
it was 6 against 1 there for a bit there until the squad rolls up. Renji, Rukia, other Soul Reapers.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Okay, Yumakichi and Baldy do actually like really get into the fray here in a moment, but like some of the others are like, okay, yeah, you're here. Thanks. Ichigo's got to go deal with the final boss. So Ichigo flies off, trying to get to Yuabaha in time. But then it finally happens. Uryu reveals himself as one of the enemies. And Ichigo's like, no, it couldn't be. Why? Bro,
And
Rama!
the shonen cycle of betrayal from a friend is now complete. We've had it in all of the shonens playing.
At this
It's-
point, we should be. At this point, we should be playing the evil hamster theme.
The box
What
is
we
checked.
really need to be doing is just making a shot game out of this. Take a
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, Uryu doesn't do that much other than fire off a bunch of arrows, and Ichigo takes it. Doesn't really phase him, but he's like he's more
He's
upset
in
with.
shock.
Yeah, he's just in shock with. But now Chad and Orihime have arrived to protect Ichigo as he's doing jack nothing.
Finally! I'm so glad
like,
to see them.
I was wondering whether they were going to show up. I guess this is as good a time as any. So, yeah, at the end of that episode, Ichigo's like, no! He's like, Yuabaha's like, well, have you said your goodbyes? Because this will be final. So it turns out when Ichigo crash landed down from the Soul Palace, he went and left a gaping hole to go back up to the Soul Palace. So he just came crashing down here, and now they're going up there to do whatever they wanted because the Sarate probably wasn't really their main goal at all. I mean, they already wrecked the Sarate, so only make. And all the anybody with any bit of observation is like, huh? Why is Squad Zero letting this happen?
That is a good question. For
They
another,
Seems like a bad.
They obviously
plan.
knew. They obviously
it does
knew
seem
this
like a
was-
bad plan. It's almost like it is a terrible plan.
I feel
Yeah.
like they knew this was a possibility too. This isn't like going to be a surprise to them.
No,
No, it's not.
Probably not. Probably not. Well, they're not gonna waste the opportunity to go up there, so they don't. And off they go, and that moves us on to episode 22, and Ichigo's just kind of like, no, no, Uri, why? Did you
Why
do
you
this?
do these things to me, Yoryu? You're
my
tearing me apart.
friend. It's like
You
like, bro, really? I thought he was like, well, I'm a Soul Reaper, and he's Quincy's like, dude, you're both. You are both. You're all the things. So I don't even know why you're even concerning yourself with that.
By the way, I didn't know I didn't know Ichiko was the keymaster.
Yeah, something like
Does that
that.
make Yoryu the gatekeeper?
Exactly. You got the reference. Good job.
Of course I got the
Thank you.
Yeah.
referencing Ghostbusters thinking I won't get that.
Laser, you've
they
given
have-
me hope.
So they have a moment where we're like, well, he was our friend through it all. We don't really know how he feels about us, but we thought he was our friend. Okay, guys. Well, now they got to get back up to where Ichigo literally just came from. Like, what was the point of even coming down?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because they can't go up unless he has come down. Again, why'd you give them what they want?
Because raisins.
Because Reishi.
Raisins.
Because Reishi.
And they got to gather a whole lot of Reishi in order to go back up using their bootleg blast-off system. And we get a little cameo from the Visored.
Yay!
Love seeing them when we can.
Me
Yeah,
too.
that's
I'm
fine.
glad they're doing something. I mean, I feel like they'd be badass fighting the Stern Ritters, but this is okay
Yeah.
too, I guess.
Some of them were, but not all of them went back to being Soul Reaper.
Yeah. So I guess Mayuri, creepy Mayuri, is the one who designed this replica of the Shiba Clan's cannon, and
Creepy
Uehara
Mayuri.
is Uehara is is preparing it for its one-time use. And hey, Yoruichi's here. Apparently been on a secret mission all this time, which I guess has something to do with gathering the spirit energy and the reishi with the visored. Okay, but probably would have been useful to have Yoruichi here sooner. Just...
Probably.
Yeah. So, while they're preparing all of that, the other Soul Reapers on the field are fighting the Stern Ritters, Renji, Rukia, and Byakuya. They're fighting. Did I not mention Byakuya before? Oh, he's not just the other Soul Reapers. He's Byakuya.
And also Byakuya.
And also
Oh yeah,
Byakuya.
that Byakuya. Yeah, that Byakuya.
But like that guy with the 69 on his face. Come on.
Gosh.
Come on. And good old Iba emerges from the rubble, having protected his captain Komomora in his wolf form, and he's still taken. It's like, we're coming after you, Yuabaha. I was like, bro,
I don't think so.
I don't think you are. Not anymore.
You gotta find Puppy some pets and some food.
Oh, there you are, Komomora.
Take him down to the PetSmart. See how that goes.
Yeah.
We treat the captain with respect here.
Get him a little fedora. He's a
so
secret agent now.
okay, so we'll take him to Petco instead.
Wait, no, Yoruichi's definitely the Perry the Platypus of this situation. Even turned into a cat,
Yeah.
Sorry, I just needed to complete that bit. I just needed to. So Ikaku and Yumichika, man, I never pronounce that guy. The peacock guy, the peacock guy.
Yeah, I think Yumichika's correct. I know
they're fighting Gigi, and oh man, Yumichika calls out Gigi something that Gigi doesn't want anybody saying at all, and that might not be a girl at all. In fact, coming from Yumichika, it's fairly believable that Gigi may, in fact, be a man cross-dressing or some form of trans. I don't know.
I didn't even catch that.
It's Bleach,
oh my
hard
god.
to say.
You're blowing my mind right now. I didn't even catch that.
I'm going to lean towards cross-dressing.
Cross-dressing, yeah.
Gigi just wants to be one of the girls. And suddenly the voice casting makes a lot more sense to me. It's like, oh, that's an interesting choice. Oh, yep, now that makes a lot more sense.
But also, we gonna talk about what she did to her quote friend unquote Bambietta?
Yeah. So as
we were wondering when she took her away what was gonna happen. I guess we know.
Yeah, we finally find out what happened to Bambi. She's a zombie now. She's a zombie Bambi.
This is why you don't follow your mother into the thicket.
That was intentional too.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, she explains that Gigi explains that it's very difficult to control another why am I blanking on their name? Quincy, yeah. Very difficult for Gigi to control another Quincy. It's much easier to control the Soul Reaper. But under the right circumstances, Gigi can take over another one of the Stern Ritters. And in this case, he took over Bambi. And Bambi is still mostly there, pretty brain dead, but able to speak, able to have some level of thought, and clearly able to still use her bomb powers, which is the biggest problem. And this is about when creepy Mayuri shows up and blinds everybody.
It's actually hilarious.
I'm radiant and nice.
When he shows up, it's really funny because, I've been hoping he would come around and, he's still blazing bright. That's his defense mechanism now. He's such a funny guy. Creepy Mary.
He's like this for the rest of the stuff, and it's freaking hilarious.
It is
He
hilarious.
he does lower the intensity a little bit so that normal people can gaze upon him.
Like as a completion to his weirdness, he brings friends. This
Yeah.
is such a great episode.
Well, he does have Nene, his aide, at all times, which is
Yes.
very useful. And he's got all kinds of nifty tricks, like these capsules that can capture reishi and kind of make the time dilation so that they go off after they're intended, thus nullifying all the bombs. Pretty good trick. One would hope for that from the head of research and development and supposedly the smartest Soul Reaper around. And he does question all of the other Soul Reapers and like, hey, what's the deal? What's the hang up? Aren't we supposed to be way more ruthless? Like, you got to be able to kill your own, Like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's him, all right.
You definitely can do that.
Creepy Mary.
He's such a weirdo. I love it.
Yeah. So they right, they don't really want to fight their former squad members, but Creepy Mayuri has a solution. He doesn't have to get his hands dirty. He can have a bunch of resurrected Arankar do it for him. Including Lupi, Dordoni, Carusi, and Charlotte. Oh gosh, Charlotte.
It was weirdly appropriate, though. I mean, who better to defeat zombified
Yeah.
than Soul Reapers than a Rancor?
And they're even like, wow, what do we have to worry about? We're already dead. Yeah. Oh, boy.
I like how he used his lightning to like keep them in line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay focused. Weird and funny.
Apparently he raided Cellular Poro's Grant's lab to find these Arankar and resurrect them.
I love how that's still a major factor. Like, you have this connection between these two crazed, evil, mad scientists. One of them is slightly less evil, and so that's the one that we're watching.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So yeah, they the zombies fight the zombies, and for the moment, the Arankar dispatch all of the zombified Soul Reapers, but then Gigi decides to unleash the trump card, a zombified Toshiro Hitsugaya.
Dun dun dun.
Dark-skinned Hitsugaya exists.
This was a part where it all turned for me. That
Like,
was rough.
ew, boy, I hope you can go back to normal.
God, me too. This makes me anxious again.
That's upsetting.
It
It
is
is
very
so
upsetting.
After everything he went through to get his Bankai back, and like,
This arc
just-
really doesn't like him for some reason.
it's just really tugging at my heartstrings. I really like the character of Hitsugaya, so this is.
I
this
do
is
too.
rough. And this is a
Yeah.
good episode. Like, this is the first episode that I felt like the stupid, overwhelming, random powers that the plot armor that the Storm Raiders get was met more at their level finally. Like they're able to be taken on appropriately, Here's creepy Mayuri, like, all right, you want zombies? I got zombies too. How about them?
Yeah, what you gonna do about that?
Yeah, and
I like the added touch that they have, like, stitching across their faces, like Frankenstein's.
It's kind of great.
Obviously the implication that the other Soul Reapers are taking on the anti-sailor soldiers in their own like that things are at least going better for the Soul Reapers finally after all the nonsense of like extremely overpowered um Sternritters. So, and of course Orihime and Chad showing up. Like I was just really excited, and going into this episode I felt like it was I enjoyed this one so far the best in this arc. This is the only one that didn't like make me angry until the very end. And then they bring out zombified Hitsugaya, and I'm just like, what? What? Why would you do this to me? No. Ugh.
Did warn you early on.
Just can't have good things. We cannot have good things.
Nope.
Sark is mean.
Very,
Yeah.
very mean.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah. That's going to be a problem. A zombified Hitsugaya. That's going to be a
It's
problem.
indeed an issue.
Another cool, if not creepy thing that Gigi can do with her powers, like heal the other Stern Raiders or themselves,
Well,
or
of
their
course,
zombies.
she's ridiculously overpowered Sternritter, of course. Why not let her heal and just sew on new limbs and shit? Might as
Yeah.
well.
Might as well. Might as well. Dangerous. I mean, compared to Gigi, all the others have fairly uninspired powers. Though the mouth thing is at least visually interesting. Mr. Pasquillo. Mr. Pasquillo.
Let's see. I don't like that captain is. Well, is he a zombie?
Yeah,
He
he's a
is
zombie.
indeed a zombie.
But is he all zombie?
You want an
Yeah.
answer to that?
I mean,
I
we
already
don't
know the answer to that, but yeah.
Do you? Because I don't know if you do.
I do.
Don't do that on the podcast. That's
No,
not
I'm not
cool.
doing it on the podcast.
I think you're making some
Ichigo.
jumps that you might be wrong about.
Hmm. Anyways, let's see. So from both episodes, zombies versus zombies. That was kind of funny. I think the better part was just Ichigo like drawing a line and being like Getsuga Gensho with like no effort. that got me. I was
That
like,
was
okay.
funny.
And then he does, what is it? Getsuga Gento?
Jujo.
Jujo or something like that? Like,
Juji show.
Juji show. And that was just like a massive. I'm like, okay, wait, what? Wait a minute. So you went from Getsuga Densho, which still packs a punch, to this like nuclear explosion out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, all
I think
right.
it's something like 10 times or 100 times power. Something like that.
By the way, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Laser can answer this for me, but so the tears that, and I swear to God, this happened in the original series. So the tears that we saw, were some of those tears actually caused by the Quincy's? Am I correct about that?
Yes, they're caused by the
No, I meant
human
like in the
world.
original series, like where like all of a sudden you saw a tear, but then I think there was a couple times where like nothing really
Generally,
happened.
the tears are somebody trying to go through a dimension, and usually in the original series, that was a hollow.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this case, it's the Quincy's because they have their own little Sternritter base pocket dimension crazy location.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the Quincy's before because the Quincy's were in hiding.
Correct.
Okay. I was
apparently
a little
hanging
confused
out
by
in
that
their
for a minute.
pocket dimension for 1,000
thousands and
years.
thousands of years. Yeah.
Man, I would have
Oh, and
gotten
by the
bored.
way, I love how like filler becomes useful. Using what I can't I don't remember her name because she's not really important, but using her to collect all this energy from these rifts. Um, the girl in the red, the little girl that's blonde in like the red
Iori? That's not a filler
Iori.
character.
Yeah, he
She was in
already
She's a
one of the
visored.
visored.
Hmm. Oh, wasn't there filler with her in the original?
There've been
She was in
filler
charge of
with
the visored.
visored,
She was a
but
major character.
yeah, she's
I must be
she's one
thinking
of
about
the
somebody else then.
major visored.
There's somebody else that I'm thinking about that was one of the filler arcs. I swear to God, but
I
could
didn't
be
see
wrong.
anybody in filler here.
It's
No, it
difficult
wasn't
to keep
filler
track of it.
here. I was just talking about I was talking about from the original series, and then they
Yeah,
were
I know
using
you're
her.
saying character who was filler in the original series that showed
Yeah.
up here, and I didn't see anything.
Yeah,
in this
I'm gonna have to
part of
look
the story.
back because I'm like
The only thing filler
swear to
is good
God.
for is a callback to Kuro not liking squid.
Yes.
So we should send Squid to Kuro's house. Gotcha. Okay.
There will be some callbacks later on to things that were questionable before, but that's not here.
Ah.
Also, I'm not confident in the canon. I'm just gonna state that for the record.
Oh, you mean the cannon that's gonna fire them up to the royal palace?
That may or may not work. Yes, yeah, that one.
Next time.
Because
on
when you say you're not
Cannonball
confident in the
Z.
canon of Bleach,
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant at first as well.
it could be either.
Yes, either makes sense in the given conversation.
Yes.
You know what? Why, yes, I did mean that actually. No, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there was anything else notable about these last two episodes. I still am. I'm a little confused by Uryu because it's like, are you with these guys or is this some kind of plan that you've concocted?
What do you know about Uryu? And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, he's a little prick, but other than that, I
If you
feel like
think
every
about
time
who Uryu is, and you think
Yeah.
about what he's typically done and how he reacts to things, I think you can piece it together. He's
Hmm.
not. He didn't make a massive character change.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Regardless, he's signed up for a death cult now.
He did indeed set up for a death cult with blood. It's not necessarily the smartest thing Uryu's ever.
Side note, I'm trying to figure out if, and obviously this wasn't really, it was done in previous episodes, but obviously Uryu is with the other guy as well. That's
That's
there protecting. Yeah. So I'm
Gesundheit.
wondering, like,
Gesundheit.
I'm wondering if he's gonna turn on both of them at some point and try to hold power. It's just
I don't know about that one. Ashwell's pretty
No.
pretty loyal.
He's extremely loyal.
I don't think he's motivated by power.
I did enjoy Basby like, oh, you want to take down that Uryu guy? Yeah, I'll help you kill him myself.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that
Baz
Squad
is
Zero,
something.
His
Squad
whole,
Zero. Go ahead, Sketch. I'm sorry.
his whole exchange with Reggie was like, oh, chicken. It's like, hey, what? Chickens are, noble birds. They produce eggs and they're delicious. Like, hey, man, and I thought you and I were gonna be cool, man, because you got those cool eyebrows.
Yeah, if that was funny. I was
Oh,
gonna say
yeah, no.
Hugh Rooster Fighter like shows up out of nowhere.
If only.
I resent
That
that.
I would actually love it if that happened, but yeah,
that would be
no, not gonna.
hilarious.
And they're releasing a lot of cast information for a show that we're not going to see for like at least 3 months.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
looks solid so far.
yeah.
Just some other
I just
amusing things like Charlotte talking to Gigi's like, yeah, I think we have a lot in common. It's like, what do you mean by that? Really hammering it in there. My gosh, Charlotte, such a scene stealer. just having a good old time messing with Yumi, what's his name?
Yumichika?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's right. You killed me, but I'm back. Oh, fun times. Fun times. I think Bill Butts is voicing Charlotte now and is doing an immaculate job.
I will say
Just
though,
truly,
like
truly wonderful.
it's still funny because I did make that reference to Ghostbusters, but it's like Squad Zero is like, oh, here, let's just give you the key to open it up. Oh, by the way, we want the Quincy's to come to the oh my god, to the Royal Palace or whatever it's
Royal
called.
Palace. This
Yeah,
very
so
generically named Royal Palace.
So
Where
I'm
the
interested.
Soul King is.
I'm really interested to see what Squad Zero is trying to do, or if maybe the Soul King told Squad Zero to do this, and maybe he wants this to happen. Maybe we'll have to see what happens, and I really want to see what Ichiko can really do, because if he only just showed us a taste,
was just a taste.
And he didn't.
We have not seen the depths of Ichigo's ability yet.
He used to have to take a whole swing for the Getsuga Tensho. Now it's just like, flip.
No, he's just like, line. And then he like lightly says, Getsuga Tensho. I'm like, what the hell is that?
He's like drawing a line in the sand like he's Bugs freaking Bunny. I'm a stepping.
I mean, let's be honest. He hasn't even said Bankai yet, so
no, he has not.
No, and I'm really interested to see that. It's nice that he came back, and yes, he kind of seems indestructible, so to speak, but it's nice to see him come back with a personality and not come back like all serious, like I'm just gonna like murder everybody.
It's Ichigo. What do you expect?
Nothing can hurt anything but his feelings. His feelings can still get hurt.
I do wonder if like he'll use some Quincy power too. That would be interesting.
He doesn't really know how to.
That'll never happen. Totally. We didn't give him Quincy powers for. Yeah, it's gotta happen eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Right.
It's like, I'm gonna go defeat Uebaha. It's like, sure you are. This is only the second part of 4.
Yeah. It's like we're
That's
gonna defeat Frieza at the beginning of Namek.
Exactly.
Steven.
We still have plenty of time for all this to go to shit.
Steven, what are your thoughts on these episodes of Bleach?
I like them. Just like I like all the other episodes. It feels like not real, but it feels cool that Ichigo does have that extra power that he has. It kind of puts him in line with the villains of the series, because every time that villains in like maybe anime or cartoons or animation, really, because whenever a character, or I think that I don't even know if it's a trope, but whenever a character gets like a new power or they introduce a character, the less they move, the more power they have. So Ichigo's becoming that not that Super Saiyan, but like he reached a whole new level where he doesn't have to put out that much. He doesn't have to put out that much effort because the power is there within him. So I thought that was a cool touch. That he's almost to that level of like uh of what they wanted him to be like. I still think that plot point is that they want him to kind of be like the king of this whole world, and that's why they have to go fight up there in like the not Certe, the Soul King's place, resident up there. Um, Otherwise, that rocket ship they're putting him on, that's a one-way trip, man. That thing's gonna blow up halfway or something because it's like, it's not tested. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I would say it, they have some really good fights in that show, and they know how to write their characters and everything, but they have some really good fights in that show that just shows off the power level of these characters that are just insane and totally different from the past Bleach seasons and episodes.
Thunderbolt really likes to have things have an impact. Really feel it. I totally understand.
Mhm. Kuro, what are your thoughts on these episodes of Bleach?
It's the first time in a little while in this arc that I've actually enjoyed the episode. You know, it was amusing, it was encouraging and hopeful. Um, Even though things are not going great, it's not as hopeless as the trend of this season has been. Um, I know it's just temporary. I suspect it's all going to go back the way of the dog, of course, when they reach the Soul King's palace. But just for this moment, I want to enjoy Creepy Mayuri contributing something and taking on a Stern Ritter at her level and doing it well. And Ichigo, even though his timing is still quite terrible here, um, not having an issue with any taking on any other Stern Ritters. Um, and of course, Chad and Orohime showing up finally, and now the three of them can, battle together, as it were. I appreciate that. Obviously, this is going to lead up to more than one confrontation between Ichigo and Urio. I doubt that it'll just be one and done. And
Mhm.
I feel like I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about this, about where this will go with Urio. So I suppose, as this plays out more, we'll have a better sense of it. But I don't think I really don't think he has thought this through all the way. I feel very strongly that if his ultimate goal is, as I suspect, just to take, not just to, but to take his revenge, if he's enabling this series of events that will bring Yobaha to some kind of big confrontation with the Soul King, some kind of massive power up on his part, then Orio's going to put himself in a place where he's not going to be able to enact his revenge. So if that is as I suspect his motivation, because the fact is we don't know, we can only guess right now. So he's behaving really stupid right now because there's no way that he on his own can do this. He may be powerful to take on like the Soul Reapers to some extent because he has that countering ability as a Quincy, but taking on another Quincy who's 10 times more powerful than him, he just doesn't have that capability. I'm just struggling to see. I guess this is the part where you recognize a teenager and he's a dumbass. So I'm sure his father didn't appreciate him submitting this way. But
Mhm.
here we are. I don't know. It's hard to really not think about it. Like he's been kind of in the back learning a little bit about how this Quincy society is surviving and how they're functioning, and that's always been like a side plot. But now that once you have it come out, and Ichigo straight up points out there's going to I know I'm gonna have to fight him. You can't help but think about what that's gonna look like, how that's gonna play out. We're gonna have this Sasuke Naruto moment, I guess. I just don't want I hate that level of predictability that they give us. Like, of course, like we all know it's gonna happen and nobody wanted it. Nobody was asking for this. It just would have been so much more interesting to me if they hadn't taken that trope. If Urio instead had been very obviously on the Soul Reaper side in a weird way, like how that would have played out. I think that would have been a more interesting story.
Yeah, we completely miss out on all the other Quincy's being like, "Why aren't you fighting with us?"
Yeah. Or what his ability might be if he has something unique he could offer, or even if like they're all in cahoots and he's secretly gathering information. Is any number of things this could be better than the way it is, you know. I don't know, but it's good to see Orihime back in the play. It's good to see Chad back, and I am looking forward to at least seeing them before all of this goes to shit again. Because I just have my expectations for success for the Soul Reapers is so low right now. Like every time I get hopeful, it just all crashes in my face. So, you know,
Hmm.
yeah, I expect the worst to happen, but hoping for the best.
I'm sure many bad things will continue to happen. We're not very
100%.
far into this story.
I know. So
It
two
goes
more
back and
arcs.
forth for a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it figures.
They sure can stretch out an arc though. In this and
They
Bleach.
sure can.
They
And
sure
yet, I'd
can.
argue it's still being very compelling.
I would find it more compelling if it wasn't so hopeless on the Soul Reaper side. That to me, I've said that before in previous episodes when we've talked about the general current of this arc, but I have not enjoyed how utterly hopeless it seems to be.
Hmm. Fair enough.
But I like seeing Creepy Mayuri fight again.
Yeah, it's
He's
been a while
funny.
since he's gotten his hands dirty, as it were.
He,
Even if he's
he-
not
yeah,
doing
which
much
he's
hand
he's
dirtying at
not
this point.
really. He's not. He has other people do it for him, but it's
Just
funny.
playing just being a strategist on the board.
Yeah.
Which is the move to go with in this case, I suppose.
Well, he's always got something up his sleeves, so.
His very bright, flashy sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And just when you think Urahara can't do something even more incredible, he's like, "Oh yeah, I can get you back to the Royal Palace." What? Okay. Sure. He can do whatever. Though Mayuri did build the machine, so. Then again, why can't like they sent him up with the Shiba's machine last time? Why can't they just do that again? Are they the Shibas aren't dead, right? I don't think they are.
They are not.
Hmm. Well, whatever. Nice to see Yoruichi again. And I must point out, that was not Wendy Lee in that dub. Whatever happened to them re-recording that scene? I don't know. I haven't checked Hulu if it's different. But if it is different on Hulu and Toonami has the old tape, that's kind of interesting. Because Daenerys was a very good Yoruichi for the short time we had her.
Agreed.
I had to point that. I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's not Wendy Lee. Not in that scene. So that'll do it for Bleach. Got about 4 episodes left of this part. Yeah, 4 episodes. Which should get us till basically December. We'll probably do something Thanksgiving weekend to run a marathon or whatever. Even though they have a fairly stacked lineup otherwise. But I guess we'll see. Looking forward to the return of Mashal and to seeing what happens next in Bleach and Blue Exorcist. Very good. Very good. So, you can email us at podcast@toonamifaithful.com. You can follow us on facebook.com/toonamifaithfulpodcast and on Twitter @toonamipodcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcast, Castbox, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. You can also find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus, soundcloud.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast. Get the latest news by following @ToonamiFaithful.com on Blue Sky and @Toonami News on Twitter, and read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. Steven, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me on like every social media platform under MXA Ghost. If you want to follow me, you'll be fine to follow me. If you don't, I don't really care. Aside from that, I do stream every so often. Been streaming a little more consistently, but I've been playing Hollow Knight and the newest Vampire Survivor like clone called Mega Bonk. If you haven't played it, it's like Vampire Survivors, but on an N64 with a skateboarding skeleton.
I'm sold. You had me at N64 and skateboarding skeleton.
Yes. The only other place I've seen that is Castlevania 64.
Oh.
Well, they're more like motorcycle skeletons, but yeah.
Ooh, motorcycle skeleton. It's like Ghost
Oh,
Rider.
yes.
Cool. Laser. Tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter @LaserPrime. You can find me on Blue Sky @LaserKid. Remember that I have a Blue Sky. And you can find me on my podcast, The Simuldub Saints, where a new episode's coming out if you're listening to us live tonight at midnight. Otherwise, it'll be out Wednesday for those of you who are listening after the fact. We're talking about Clovitas and also all the crazy high dive news.
Yes. Very nice. Kuro, tell the folks where they can find you.
I am on Blue Sky and I'm on Twitter @HappyKuroKitty, or if you just search for Happy Kuro Kitty, you should find me.
All right. Paul, where can the folks find you?
Well, I would say different lines, but you guys are annoyed with those, so.
Let
you
me
can
guess.
find
In
me.
bed.
Well, I'm not there yet, but yes, eventually. So you can find me on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it these days, @Paul You can also find me on Blue Sky, which, as I always say, I should be using more, but I don't.
We all say that.
Yeah. And I'll also say that, speaking of the Patreon, there is a lot of new goodies on there. So if you guys want to join, this is the perfect time to do it. So I would suggest doing that because we've added at least 3 or 4 things of content on there in the last couple weeks. So yeah, go take a listen. Maybe me and Sketch will do more on topic, off topic stuff.
Perhaps.
And Sketch, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Sketch1984. And you can find me on Blue Sky, search up Sketch1984. Thank you all for listening to this podcast, whether you're tuned in live or listening to the podcast after the fact. We always appreciate your listenership. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends if you think they would be interested. And until next time, this is Halloween.
Halloween.
Go to bed.
I sure would like to.